Hello and welcome. I recently came across two datasets when I was trying to understand how wars or conflicts affect a country's GDP and life expectancy. And given the recent happenings in Ukraine, I had to look at Ukraine and Russia. I had to visualize the results of my analysis on a map. However, I was confused on which of the geospatial datasets to use. Crimea is a region down here, and depending on the dataset, it is either part of the Russian Federation or it's a Ukrainian territory. I will show you in a moment how to interactively plot the two datasets I considered. If you are a fan of Python, there are a couple of libraries available to you. The map you saw earlier was done using Kepler. Another option is the Folium package, which is based on JavaScript Leaflet library. You can equally look at the Cartoframes library in Python. Just explore any of them for your needs. However, since the dataset I considered came from R, I will introduce you to the Leaflet package for interactive mapping in R. If you have not done interactive mapping in R before, take this as a chance to get a glimpse. Install the Leaflet package using install.packages function and load it using the library function. Let us see the set of functions or objects that the package offers. The very first is the pipe infix operator, meaning we can chain functions together using pipes, and it will become handy momentarily. In my opinion, another important function is the Leaflet function, which serves as a foundation for all the Leaflet maps. We will try out the Leaflet function without any argument. In the Viewer section, we get a Leaflet map widget. Hold on for a moment. With the help of the str function, let's also explore the internal structure. Well, we see that the Leaflet map widget here has components and pieces that we can manipulate using the functions that come with the Leaflet package, like setting the height and width of the map. So far, our map widget is just blank and we do not see any topography like roads or rivers. To make it look like a proper map, we need to add a tile. One way to do this is to use the add tiles function. And to keep it simple, we will stick with the default and not add any arguments. We are beginning to have a feel of a proper world map. We can zoom and pan. Basically, we can interact with it. What is lacking is the geographical dataset to display on the map, and we can get one from the SP-Data package. Since we have not loaded it, we are using the double colon operator to get to the objects in the package. It contains some interesting spatial datasets, and the one that we are after is the world data. Before I show you the content of this dataset, to make the printout nice, I will influence the printout by loading the SF package. You do not need the SF package to follow this tutorial. The world dataset from the SP-Data package is in a simple feature format, which is a special data frame because it has a column that defines geometry. So for a country like Fiji, the set of coordinates that defines its boundaries is captured in the geometry column. Note that the geometries are polygons, an enclosed area defining boundaries. We can ask Leaflet to plot these polygons by initializing the Leaflet map with the dataset. We need to also be explicit that we want to see polygons, and so we do so using the add polygons function. We could have supplied the dataset to the add polygons function, but we chose not to. Doing it this way means we want the add polygons function to infer the dataset from the map widget that the Leaflet function returns. Remember, we talked about how the Leaflet function returns different pieces that we can later manipulate or access. Let us run this piece of code. We now have our polygons displayed on the map. One thing to mention here is that since our dataset was in simple feature format, Leaflet can easily know the geometry column to plot. We do not need to specify the column in the dataset we want to plot. If we need the map for only Russia and Ukraine, we can filter the dataset. You can use the filter function from dplyr or the subset function from base R if you want to. Note that in the world dataset from the SP data package, the country Russia is Russian Federation. Run it again and we have map for just Russia and Ukraine. So far, so good. We can tell Leaflet to use different colors for our polygons. We only have 2 countries, so let us set one of them to red and the other to blue. You can zoom to Crimea and see that it is recognized as part of the Russian Federation. The developers of the dataset would know more as to why they regarded Crimea as part of the Russian Federation. Perhaps the dataset was collected post-2014 after the annexation of Crimea by Russia. Well, I will show you a different spatial dataset of the world which has Crimea as part of Ukraine. It is the world dataset from the maps package. We want the region set to Ukraine and ask for polygon representation of the data by setting the fill argument to true. Do not worry if you do not know much about the map function from the maps package. That is not the focus of this tutorial. We can copy and paste our previous leaflet code. We have our base leaflet function, add tiles, and then add polygons. Run it, and on our map, we can see that Crimea is part of Ukraine. We have 2 datasets, with one assigning Crimea to Ukraine and the other having Crimea as part of Russian territory. If we explore our map carefully, we see that the language used to annotate the map is local to the country we are viewing. If you cannot understand Ukrainian alphabet, you will not be able to pronounce or recognize the names. This is due to the choice of tile we are using. Let us replace the add tiles function with add provided tiles. However, there are no default tile for this function, and so we must specify the type of tile we want to use. The provider object has a list of tile providers that come with the leaflet package. For instance, OpenStreetMap. The tile I want to use is CartoDB Positron. Feel free to explore the list of available tiles. Now, English readers can clearly read Russia and Ukraine on the map. I intend making this tutorial short, but I hope this gets you excited to use Leaflet for interactive mapping in R. Thanks for watching.